Hello and welcome back. In this session, we will see how to identify elements in an application. So the application which we have taken is the calculator application. What we will do is, we make use of this UI automator viewer to take a snapshot of the application which is under test. So let me explain a little bit about UI automator viewer. This is an application which is built to take the exact snapshot of the application which is under test. Okay, so after taking the snapshot of the application, we will get some of the properties for the elements within that particular application. For example, I have taken a snapshot of the calculator application here. So if I select button 9 here, so there are some properties here, like there is index here, there is a text which is 9 here, and there is a resource ID, class, package, and if you look at click on delete, there is a content description, and these are all some of the properties for this particular selected item. So the selected item will be displayed in a red color. So these are called Android elements. So these elements will have certain properties, and in order to identify the elements within the viewable area, we will make use of the locator strategies to locate a particular element. The 5 locator strategies which we are going to make use are ID, class, accessibility ID, XPath, and Android UI automator. Okay, first let us look at the ID. Let us click on one of the element. In this case, let us say 9. Okay, so there is something called resource ID. This is nothing but the ID for this particular element, Android element. And if you look at class, so this is the class Android widget dot button. So if I select this particular element here, and this class is Android widget image button. If I select 7, the class is Android widget button, as well as if I select 9, the class is same. So while identifying an element within the viewable area, so you need to make sure that you choose the location strategy which is unique. In our case, resource ID is unique across all these buttons, and even the text is also unique across all these buttons. Accessibility ID is nothing but the content description. Okay, so the content description is, for example, delete has got content description as delete. So this is nothing but accessibility ID. Okay, so there are methods available in order to identify these elements based on ID, class, and accessibility ID. Okay, for XPath, what we will do is, along with the class, we will make use of text. In web application, XPath refers to a particular HTML element, and within the HTML element you will have attribute and its value. Okay, so in case of Android application, your element will be your class name, and the attribute is text, and the value is delete here for this particular button. So we will see an example of all of these, and using Android UI automator, again there are 2 ways of using this. So we will see an example of each of these. Okay, so for that what I will do is I will create another class here, So this is the first example which we have taken. Inside that I will create another class here called Locator. Locator strategies. Okay, so I will have the main there. Okay, from the first program, what I will do is I will copy all the source code which we have added in our first simple test case. Okay, so I will take out the YouTube part of it. Okay, let me save this and add throws here. Okay, after adding this, what I will do is let us look at ID first. Okay, so let me click on button 9 here. Okay, so based on the ID, as I said, ID is nothing but the resource ID here. Okay, by using AD, which is Android driver, find element, and there is a class called by and ID, and the string is the resource ID. Okay, dot click. Okay, we will try to click on this button 9. Okay, there is another way of doing it, which is find element by ID and provide the ID here. So here I'm going to add digit 8, which is a string, and then I'm going to click on it. Okay, so let me save this. Okay, let me run this. Right click and then run as Java application. Okay, so okay, as you can see, it has clicked on 9 first and then 8. And this is the locator strategy which we used, which is ID. The same way we can also make use of class name. Since the class name is same across all the buttons, what I will do is I will click on these 3 dots which has got the class as image button. Okay, again ad dot find element y dot class name. The class name is okay, ad dot find element by, again there is another one called by class name. Okay, and dot click. Here also dot click. Okay, since there is only one, what I will do is I will comment this one out because there is only one item which has got 3 dots here. Okay, so let me right click on this and then run. Okay, so it has clicked on that particular 3 dots by using class name. Okay, so either you can use this or this. Okay, let us look at the accessibility ID. So id dot find element by accessibility ID. So let me take out the accessibility ID for delete. As I said, accessibility ID is nothing but the content description. Okay, so here the string is delete dot click. Okay, so let me comment this one out first, because otherwise it will open up that. Okay, let me right click and then run as Java application. So now it is going to click 9 and 8 and then it is going to click on delete. So we should end up seeing only 9. Okay, as you can see, there's only 9 here. The next one is XPath. Ad dot find element by dot XPath. And the XPath expression here, it will be, as I said, in the web application you will have HTML tag and the attribute and its value. So here it will be the class name. Okay, so let us click on delete again by using the class name here. Okay, which is // okay, and the class name which is the HTML tag, which is similar to HTML tag, and inside that I'm going to make use of text, which is delete. Add text is equal to del. Okay, and then dot click. Okay, so now it is going to click on 9 and 8 and then it is going to click delete by using accessibility ID, and it should click again delete by using XPath. Okay, let me rerun this. Okay, we got some error here. Let me take a look. What is the error? An element could not be located on the page using given search parameters. Okay. Okay, it says no such element. So that means our XPath is incorrect. Let's go back and see. Okay, and this is okay. So let us give single quotes here. Okay, since this is a text, this should be enclosed within the single quotes. Okay, so let us save this and then rerun. Okay, so by providing just the single quotes here, so it has clicked on the delete, so we don't have any number here anymore. So this is how we can use XPath. So this is how we can use XPath accessibility ID, class name and ID. In the next session we will see how to use Android UI automator as one of the location strategy. Thanks for watching.